Okay, we're talking about getting real understanding. Not only that the rich have to get understanding of themselves, but also the abused, the colonized, the enslaved people. What were you saying about that?
Yes, the same way that we have to, in the individual case, we have to remember when we were children. We have to remember the childhood before we can really get a full grip on our pattern and our shadow. This also goes for whole races and whole nations. And the same way, for instance, the people that were colonized and enslaved still carry these patterns in them, in their culture and in their minds. The same way the colonizers need to become aware of their past in order to stop the cycle, because these things are passed down through generations. So we could see, so it's not just the individual. These are patterns that have been set up for in whole nations, in whole groups. And if you were for instance, if you were a colonizing nation, you will keep repeating those patterns.
In a modern way.
Yes, in a more subtle way. So subtle that you yourself would not realize that you're doing it. In the same way that the peoples that were enslaved, they remain enslaved. We know that the prison, American prison, is not only holds the most people almost more than the rest of the whole world put together, but they're almost all African Americans to a very high degree. So we see there this cycle. So this is you will not get out of this without real self-awareness.
Transformation.
Yes, because these groups don't see that. They don't see themselves. You know, they don't see that.
They're in a system.
Yes.
That they actually was designed for them, but they also are keeping it alive.
Yes. And they don't see that we will keep repeating history until we awaken, until that one eye awakens and we really start to see what we are really doing. And that's the thing, by people at an individual level, but also at the collective level, they don't see really what they're doing. That's why, as I started this today, people do not want to believe that we are that one-eye species.
Right.
That we are blind to our own patterns. It's very hard for people to believe this.
I think it's almost impossible. Because everybody thinks that the one eye is out there.
Right.
The evil is out there.
Yes.
The wrongdoer is out there, and I'm all right.
Yes, it's very, and that's why.
I'm not part of that.
That's why until now, this only the Jungian group has been busy with this type of work in very select circles in psychotherapy where most people would never reach. It's very practically people with a lot of money and with a very high level of education, but it has not been developed down to the community level. No, down to the level of community movements, where instead of playing games we would do this. It is possible. But the whole system has to realize that this is the only way out. It is possible, but it would mean that this practice of self-awareness would become the core business of the planet, of the groups, of the organizations, of the nations. Because if we were to truly see ourselves, we couldn't live with ourselves. If we were to truly see what we are doing, we couldn't live with ourselves.
It would be it's a painful experience that maybe you are your biggest wrongdoer in your life.
Yes, you are your biggest enemy in your own life, and you are the one that needs most work on. And this is a challenge because in every sector we have organized everything to help the client, the other. The lawyer needs help, not the client only. The lawyers need help to look at what they have become. The medical people need to see themselves, to see truly what they have become. Universities, educational outfits. We need to see, governments need to see that they have very large degrees been bought by special interests. This is very, very basic. They do not see this. And that's perhaps what today I really, really need to convey is that they do not see what they're doing. There's a saying that Jesus made when he was on the cross, and he said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they do." And I believe that this is what he was referring to. How could they not know what they were doing? You see, they were not aware. A whole nation can kill someone in a gas chamber, and they think they're doing justice. And only in the dreams do we get the feedback that this is murder. You see? We do not see this. We don't see that there's a huge amount of people dying of hunger. And all the resources are going to wars and to things that if we were to truly see what we are doing, we couldn't live with ourselves.